Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. I really don't understand these Karens. Why would you persist when someone says they don't work here? Why would an employee say they don't work there if they did? World is filled with dumb Karens. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Same Karen twice in 2 weeks. The cast. Me, duh. Sarah, one of my besties. Kevin, bestie's child. Crazy Karen. WM, Walmart manager. DS1 and DS2, deputy sheriffs. Being the year of pandemic and when things were sort of getting back to normal at the beginning of the summer with retail stores, and just let everyone know I'm a female, 36, and in really good shape and a cyclist. I was out mountain biking with some friends on a wonderful late afternoon, good workout also, started to head home and stopped at a Walmart to pick up a few things to make dinner for my daughter and me. Then I happened to see Sarah. We greeted, and I have always been like an aunt to her child. He was turning 4 years old, and she was buying him a bicycle for his birthday. This is right up my alley, and I said, great, let Auntie Kay help you out with it. Both were happy with it. We found a good 16-inch wheel starter bike, looked at helmets, and I even fitted the helmet to him. Sarah and I were chatting a bit. Kevin was looking at other toys, and this is where I get the I turned, and I saw the Karen in all her glory, and yes, every bit of the Karen look with her child. I said, I'm sorry if I'm in your way of the shelves. Then in not so nice of a tone, Karen says, now that you're done with her, you can help me with my child and bike for him. Me, sorry ma'am, I don't work here. I was just helping my friend with her son. Karen, yes you do. You were wearing cycling clothes. Me, I just got finished with the ride about an hour ago. I'm here to pick things up. I saw my friend just helping her. I'm sure one of the employees would be glad to help you, and I really don't work here. Sarah, she doesn't work here, lady. Karen, you need to butt out and shut up. I wasn't talking to you. Me, OMG. Let's go and get away from this crazy lady. Karen, what? How dare you call me that? I'll have you fired. Me, trying to stay calm, and I repeated, I don't work here. My friends always say that I'm really scary when I'm mad. Being a tall woman, 5'10", and fit, I'm not a small woman. We tried to walk away, and Karen grabs my arm. I pull out of her grip and tell her, if you touch me again, I'll have you arrested. I try to walk away again, and she grabs my cycling jersey. Karen, you are going to help me, and I'm going to report you to the manager also. Me, let go of my jersey, you effing bee. Then a Walmart manager comes around the corner, and Karen screams at him, you need to fire your employee for not helping me. Manager, ma'am, she doesn't work here, and you need to let her go before I have you escorted out the door. Karen, how dare you treat paying customers this way? Me, I pull my jersey from her grip, and she tries to slap me. I grab her wrist in mid-flight and say, you've done it now, lady, and twisted her arm behind her. Karen's now yelling, assault, and screaming about how bad I'm hurting her arm as I pull up behind her back. I do have a lot of fighting training, judo, and some MMA. Sarah's recording it all on her phone and trying to calm Kevin at the same time. Me to the manager, call the sheriff's department right now. I'm having her arrested. Karen, let me go. I will sue you all. You're all going to jail. Me, I don't think so. I wrenched her arm up harder, her kid crying, and escorted her to the front of the store as we waited for someone from the sheriff's department. 2 deputy sheriffs walk in, and I knew them both from having to use the sheriff's department a lot in my line of work. I let go, and Karen screams, arrest her now for assaulting me. Deputy Sheriff 1, ma'am, you need to calm down right now. Karen, no, she assaulted me. Me, Sarah, and Walmart manager just stood there and waited for the deputy sheriffs to handle everything and answer anything that was asked to us. Deputy Sheriff 2, OP, what's going on here? Karen, you know this bee! Arrest her! Deputy Sheriff 1, you need to be quiet or I'm going to arrest you. I was feeling really bad for her child. He was crying as another Walmart employee tried to keep him calm. Karen kept screaming, and they cuffed her as I, manager, and Sarah talked to Deputy Sheriff 2 about what happened. I didn't want to press charges because I didn't want to spend time in court with it all. I spend enough time in court with my line of work. She was banned from that Walmart. Walmart manager apologized for everything and gave Sarah and me $50 gift cards. I handed mine to Sarah, which paid for the bike and helmet. I never got my items to make dinner as I called my daughter and told her we were ordering out. I thought that would be the end of this and I'd never see that woman again. I was wrong. Add to the cast, OM, office manager. 2 weeks go by and I'm in my office at work and told everyone in the office about what happened at this Walmart. By the way, I own a home rental business, family owned. I spent my whole life in this business and took over when my parents retired. Nice sized business with 40 employees from office to maintenance. This one fine day, one of my office employees comes back to the office with this couple. I was in my office with the door shut, but my employee introduced them to my office manager/CEO, and they were going to file and sign paperwork on a home rental. My CEO buzzes me and asked if I could come out and meet the new renters and introduce myself to them. As I walked up front, the look of shock hit my face, and I couldn't believe it. It was Karen. She sees me. You! Don't tell me you work here! Me. Yes, I do work here, I said calmly. Karen, who's your manager? I'm going to have you fired. Me. I see her husband, this poor dude, now turning red from embarrassment and then saying and pointing to my office manager, she's the manager. Talk to her. Karen yelling to my office manager, you should fire this worthless bee. OM, I can't fire her. Only the owner of the company can fire her. Karen, I want to speak to the owner. OM points at me and says, she's the owner. Me, yes, you were in my place of business. I'm not going to rent a house to you, and I'm going to ask you to leave right now, never to come back before I call the sheriff's department on you. She leaves in a big hurry with her cuck of a husband in tow. My sales employee was laughing about it and then joked, I guess I don't get my rental bonus on my next check. I laughed and said, I'll pay you the bonus after having to deal with her. He was happy about that. And our next story. What are you doing here? Actually, I'm the owner. I opened a liquor store in my hometown this year, which my girlfriend and I are running together. 4th of July weekend, and we were prepped for the busy weekend, although around 8 o'clock things had started to slow down. In the store, we have a TV, which I use to run ads for different events, benefits, few things for my store, and a couple other businesses in town. When we have no customers in the store, my girlfriend, my employees are allowed to do the same, and I connect the TV to our phones and we'll stream Hulu or YouTube videos. So we're standing there watching Family Guy when the door opens. I walk up to the register while my girlfriend's turning the TV back to the ads we have running. This lady, who easily looks like she's in her late 40s, maybe early 50s, walks in looking absolutely furious. Before I can say hi, she yells, "Does your manager know what you're doing?" My girlfriend and I share a glance. Because of our age, many people assume we just work there and aren't the owner and GM. I look back and nod my head. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that manager and owner have intimate knowledge of what we're doing. My girlfriend chuckles behind me. She huffs. I don't care who you're sleeping with. I need this beer. Do you have it? My girlfriend jumps up. Yeah, I just stocked it all. The lady snaps her attention directly to her. What are you doing here? My girlfriend is confused by that comment. I'm working? The lady says, no, that's not what I meant. And you know that. My father fought in Korea. This is an American company with American jobs. You shouldn't be here. My girlfriend and I are absolutely slack-jawed at this woman. Before we can say anything, she continues, maybe you should work for the Chinese or go back to China. Before this woman or my girlfriend can say anything, I yell, get the F out of my store. The woman snaps at me rounding the corner. She screeches back at me, who do you think you are? I'm the owner. I grab her arm and she starts complaining and slapping my hand, but I just start dragging her to the door. Now get out. I open the door to my vestibule and push her into it. She turns back. She's standing in the vestibule and yells, I'm calling the police for impersonation and assault. I didn't even dignify it with a response and just walked back in. I hadn't noticed, but my girlfriend had gone back into the office and I started consoling her. I've dealt with rude people all my life, but that woman crossed a line. Around 10 minutes later, I see a car pull into the parking lot on the monitor connected to the cameras. I look at it and see one of the trucks that's used by the sheriff's department. I wait a couple minutes and I get up and walk out front to see this woman standing next to my door. She's giving a statement to the deputy, who I instantly recognize. I went to high school with this guy and we played football and baseball together. I walk out the door and am greeted by, "That's him. He's impersonating the owner and he assaulted me." The deputy looks over at me, very obviously confused. "Him?" The lady rolls her eyes. "Yes, him." The deputy says, "Miss, he's the owner." She about goes ballistic on him. "No, he's not. Look at him. He's too young." The deputy is very obviously annoyed, but manages to explain to her that I'm actually the owner. She then says, "But he assaulted me." I explain the situation to him, and he turns to her and says, "Miss, he's the owner, and he asked you to leave. Then he removed you from his business." The woman is standing there fuming when she finally yells, "Fine, I'll just get my husband's beer." I stand in front of the door and say, "No, you're not." "Excuse me? You called my girlfriend a bleep bleep. I'm not letting you back in my store." She huffs and yells, "Fine, I'm going somewhere else to get his beer." She leaves. And before the deputy got to his car, I stopped him and convinced him to stay for a while. I knew that the lady was going to be coming back because nobody in town carries that beer. 20 minutes later, the lady comes back, this time much humbler. "I'm sorry, but no one else in town sells my husband's beer. We're having a barbecue tomorrow, and it would mean the world to him if I could get that beer." I sigh and say, "Well, I suppose it'd be all right." She's overcome by this look of gratitude, "But I'll be charging you a 15% markup, and you'll give my girlfriend an apology tomorrow." She stops. "Why?" I reminded her of what she said to my girlfriend. "Well, that markup is illegal." This is why I asked the deputy to hang around. "Actually, miss, as long as he lets you know about the markup, he's perfectly in line with state and county law." She bought her husband 2 6-packs of the beer and is then escorted outside by the deputy. The next day she came in and handed my girlfriend a handwritten note to her. My girlfriend then calmly explained that she and her family are not Chinese, they're Hmong. Which, if you know anything about Hmong history, you'll understand the irony of the lady's "your kind murdered Americans." Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.